See, one of the things y'all don't know is that I love and adore Mark very much, and I know him very well. And so I'm going to ask him a different question right now. So, Mark, when you decided to make this shift, how did that make you feel when
Oh,
you allowed
free,
that? Yeah,
free,
listen,
pure, most
didn't even
freedom I've ever
hesitate.
felt. Yeah,
Yeah.
most freedom I've ever felt in my life.
Hmm. Interesting, brother. And with that freedom, what was possible?
Oh, and anything. And that was the interesting thing about it, is that I thought anything's possible if I could solve every problem. But
Hmm.
no, having the freedom allowed me all that.
This is amazing. So, how many of you are familiar with a process called RPM? Okay. So it's a method that Mr. Robbins uses. It's called a rapid planning method. And I'm going to give you the shorthand version and I'm going to give you the abridged version if that's cool. And this is just going to take literally a couple minutes. Is that cool with everybody? Thumbs up if that's cool. Awesome. Because this is what you can actually use to help you with any outcome or goal that you're aspiring for, and to do it not cognitively, to do it full body so that you're congruent. Because here's how the current model goes. Go ahead and hold up your hand for a second. Just go ahead and hold your hand up to the camera. There you go, just like that. And all we're going to do is have you stick your thumb, close the rest of your fingers, and you're just going to hold your thumb straight up as if you're like hitchhiking. Cool. Your thumb represents your purpose, your why. Now, in the world of behavioral sciences, we actually call this your driver. Why? Because anything that's important to you has value, has meaning, has intensity. It's the why we do everything. How we do anything is how we do everything. So if I say, okay, well, when I ask type A personalities this, especially in business, like the CEOs that I consult, it's so funny because they'll go, oh, prosperity, I need wealth, I need to make more money. I was like going, great. How will that make you feel? Like, wait, what? How will that make you feel? See, here's the magic question. In fact, I'll make a statement first. The quality of your life is in direct proportion to how you feel. If you're happy, your life is happy. If you're fulfilled, your life is so fulfilling. If you're angry, guess what? You're going to have some frustration and angst because anger facilitates that. Make a little sense? If you're frustrated, you're like going, I'm so tired of being like feeling trapped. So let's give ourselves a better purpose. How do you want to feel most often? Hmm, that's an interesting question. So ask yourself that for a moment. Take a deep breath in. Feel free to close your eyes as you exhale out, just for a moment. Just going to take a moment. And as you take another deep breath in, take your opposite hand and just place it on your heart. And just feel the energy of that beautiful heart that beats over 100,000 times a day. You didn't ask for it. You were blessed and gifted this beautiful apparatus. This is where the soul lives. This is who you are. That space between your ears is a beautiful computer. As you take another deep breath in and deep moan out. Oh, that was beautiful. One more time. Deep breath in and deep moan out. And just ask yourself, how would I really like to feel most often? Fulfilled, prosperous, loving, guided, free, soulful, congruent, authentic, real, blessed? What's reality for you? Just take another deep breath in and just allow your eyes to open. How many of you feel like so just blissed out right now? Like it's just, you feel good. Yeah, I'm putting my feet up too. It's amazing how fast you can connect to yourself when you allow yourself to remove judgment. See, in asking yourself how you want to feel, it's not selfish. It's actually called self-care, and it's selfless. Because when you're being your true authentic self and you're acknowledging yourself and how you want to feel most often, that energy exudes to everyone who's around you as well, to your partner, to your children, to your coworkers, to your employees, to other human beings that you're just walking by on the street. Because how infectious is it when you meet someone who's like really happy? And it was just like, why the hell are you laughing? Why are you smiling all the freaking time? I get that all the time. People like going, do you freaking smile all the time? I'm like, yeah, pretty much. Like, what would your kid say? He's smiling. He's doing it again, mom. He's doing it again. He's like, why is he laughing for no freaking reason? I said, because I am funny in my own head. And the voices that are up here, the whole band, we're just having a great old jam session, and it's a really cool time. So part of this is that when you understand your purpose, why is that so important? When you have a strong purpose, you can grab onto anything and hold on to it. But when you take your purpose away, your purpose can be taken away from you. Your dreams can slip right out of your hand. You can actually get it bumped where you drop it. Why? That's because the purpose was not strong enough. Own your purpose. Own the feelings that you want to feel most often. In work, in life, in your health, in your relationships, in love, happiness. Why wouldn't you want to have a strong purpose? Does that make sense? But here's where it gets really, really messed up. People skip from purpose in the thumb, and they go all the way to their ring finger, and they go all the way to goals and outcomes. You go, oh, Chuck, I want to be happy. I want to be prosperous. I want to be successful. Great. You go, so here's the benchmarks. My company needs to grow 200%. I need to go ahead and have healthy, well-adjusted children. I need to have passionate love with my most intimate, soulmate. Often. Okay, great. Let me ask you all something. When you don't meet a goal in your head 100%, what does the brain tell you about that goal? And I'm not talking 99%, I'm talking 100%. Let me share something with you. Your brain says you failed. You judge it. You're like, I got so freaking close, but there's no appreciation. You go immediately to, I'm going to do everything I need to do, tons of doings. Oh man, but I'm not hitting the goal. So I failed. Wait a second, you got 97% of the way there. A year ago, you were doing 20% of that sales volume. You got 97% of the way to this lofty goal, and you're going to say you failed. Well, I didn't hit the mark. Ooh. How much motivation do you think you have, and how good does that make your purpose feel when you don't hit your goal 100%? And just spew out responses. This is important, because if you hold it in, you're destined to do what you've always done. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So this is an interactive engagement. Mark, Alan, Sharon, is that cool? Is that cool for everybody?
Awesome.
Awesome. I want to hear a cacophony of noise. That means you too, Terry. Come on, brother. Unmute yourself, man.
Ask the question again, Chuck.
So if you don't hit your goals 100%, how much purpose, how strong do you feel your purpose is at that point? Do you start judging? Hey, I want to feel happy and prosperous. I didn't hit 100%. So what happens to that prosperity?
Goes away.
It's gone. So now I have zero drive. Well, how motivating is that for you all? So let's change it up a little bit. Let's give a 2 millimeter distinction that's going to change everything for you. Is that cool?
Yes.
And it's actually 2 steps. You'll notice I was holding back my index finger and my middle finger, right? So let's redo this. Thumb up, strong purpose, whatever that purpose is for you. Now you're going to stick out your index finger, also known as your pointer finger. This is direction. We are going to pick a direction that we're going to go in. And we're going to follow this path. Why? Because we're headed in the right direction. And you don't criticize when you've gone a millimeter or a mile, as long as you're headed in the right direction. Because you're like going, hey, I'm linked to my purpose and I'm headed in the right direction. Now, of course, I always get a mismatcher in the group, so I'm going to address you right now, real quick. What happens, Chuck, if I'm headed in the wrong direction? Then you make a freaking U-turn. Because you know where you just were, so you know you can go back, right? Wait, that sounds too easy. I know, because you know what kills execution? Complexity. Y'all are making this too freaking hard. I'm not that smart. So I came up with this because people were getting really confused. But anytime you're heading in the right direction, oh man, we're heading in the right direction. We're making progress. We're moving forward. Oh, I can feel it. You don't criticize it. You appreciate it. You trade expectation for appreciation. Oh, Oh, an attitude of gratitude goes a long way. But here's where it gets real. We don't go to goals yet. We go to the middle finger. This middle finger is your state. You need to remember who you are and what you need to let go of. What serves you, your strength, your fortitude, your drive, your hunger, your conviction, and let go of the BS, the judgment, the self-doubt, the self-loathing, the inferiority. I'm not good enough. Put it away. You're more than good enough. Why? Because you're headed in the right direction. You have a strong purpose. But here's what happens. If you don't have the right direction and you don't have a purpose, this is where you're living. Sorry, I'll put that away now. Let's go back to the good stuff. It's true. There's a lot of people who are living in a very screwed state because they lack direction and they don't have a strong enough purpose. Is this making sense now?
Yes.
Here's the great part. Now you pick an outcome and goal. And it's congruent with your state, your direction, which is also known as your story, and a strong enough purpose, the why. So now anytime I take mammoth action, and the pinky is a mighty, mighty finger, it actually stands for your actual mammoth action. And it's not by happenstance that it's on the other side of your purpose, because when I put all of these together, they will have to pry your dreams, your goals, your aspirations out of your dead cold hand in order to take you away from your prosperity and your destiny. You have it all in one hand, and you can remind yourself at any time. Make sense?
Yes.
Woo, amazing. Very powerful.
It's
Really
such
good.
a simple distinction, but having the direction and that state is important. The reason why I bring this up is because Mark went through this exact evaluation when he was creating his new primary question. Because what happens is you get to a point where you're no longer in your head. So you're not dead, you're fully living and you're aware. And when you start asking yourself more powerful questions, so Mark, can I ask you, brother, what is your new primary question?